already, but I am no longer single, okay? I'm off the market and I'm gonna introduce you to him right now. Let's just get it over with, okay? 1, 2, 3, go. Woo! Okay.
Nothing like entitled white male for breakfast. Here I come, motherfucker! Woo!
I guess I'm a vaccine hoochie. I guess I'm a vaccine slut. I let them put it in my arm, and I would have let them put it in my ass. 'Cause I'm a vaccine slut. Everybody now, yes, I'm a vaccine slut. Woo!
You are the vaccine queen, almost free from COVID-19. Vaccine queen, help achieve herd immunity. Oh yeah. Don't take off your mask yet. Come back in 4 weeks and you'll get a second dose for free. No conspiracy. You are the vaccine queen.
Yes. Well, as many of you know, I actually do teach in a state where the teaching of critical race theory has been banned. And of course, I would never do anything to oppose Supreme Leader DeSantis. Just not in my nature to do that sort of thing. But if I were, which I'm not, if I were, I would make sure that there were lots of works by people of color in the curriculum that I was teaching. I would make sure that we were having conversations about the situations those people of color find themselves in and how things ended up that way. And I would make sure that we would acknowledge that things aren't happening one person at a time, but there is, you know what I'm saying, that going on. Yeah, absolutely what I would do, but I won't. Hey, if you're a young person who follows me, I encourage you to look up critical race theory for yourself, find some non-biased sources, and see what it's all about. And then I want to ask you a question, or that is to say, you should ask yourself a question. Why would the dominant culture not want people to think about this?
But just because I support another thing doesn't mean I don't support straight people too. Just because I'm Mexican doesn't mean I don't also support black people, or Irish people, or ignorant people.
Never said it was like that.
Okay.
Just said he did. No word.
Would you like a special unicorn cupcake for being straight jerk?
Yes.
All right, come here. Get a straight jerk cupcake for being a pill.
I'm just trying to be annoying.
You are annoying. You were very successful. Congratulations.
Thanks.
What a dip. All right.
What?
A dip. Like a dipstick, a butt head, a weasel. A weasel. Pain in my butt. This summer is LGBTQ month, and I'm not gonna see you, so I want to give you something. Thank you. You're welcome. Everybody's welcome to a unicorn cupcake. I don't know. I just want to make sure there was enough for the people that wanted them.
So a response to Republicans, whenever you say we should teach about slavery or the genocide of indigenous people in the classroom, is, oh, well, it happened so long ago. Why do we need to know? Why does anyone need to know? Okay, why do you learn about the Holocaust? Why do you learn about the Rwandan genocide? Why do you learn about imperialism? Why do you learn about the Enlightenment? Why do you learn about the Soviet Union? Why do you learn about the American Revolution? Why do you learn about the Civil War? All those things were in the past. Why do we learn about them? It's almost as though there's a class you take in school where you talk about things that happened in the past. Wait a minute. Wait. This is all making too much sense, right? It's too much. No.
So this comment right here is asking me to explain why not wanting critical race theory in the classroom is racist. Thank you for asking me this question. I'd love to explain it. So critical race theory talks about how the systems that we have, the laws that we have, how all of those are designed to oppress people groups. Things like mass incarceration, the prison industrial system, the military industrial system, all of those are used to oppress people groups. By teaching this in the classroom, we can show our kids what systems need to be challenged and thought about differently. Racism isn't going to be fixed by me going down to a kid right here and saying, hey buddy, you really need to be nicer to that kid over there, even though they look a little bit different than you. We can dismantle racism by dismantling systems of oppression, not by being nice to people. When you don't want to teach future generations about how these systems were designed to oppress people, you're taking the side of the oppressor and being racist.
And oh good, we're gonna have trolls today. We're gonna have lots of gripers today. And they're all gonna get their asses blocked. Every single one of them is going to get their asses blocked. If you want to come into my stream and spew stuff that's going to spin up an actual white power movement, you're going to get blocked. So please reveal yourself. Please do it.
I'm not fat phobic. I just don't want to be fat. That's not how it works. No, seriously, I have no problem with fat people. I think they're beautiful, I'm all for body positivity or whatever. I just don't want to be fat. Actively not wanting to be fat is fat phobia. And therefore, you're fat phobic. And so what? Am I supposed to want to be fat? Literally nobody is saying that. There is little to no evidence that we have any control over our size long term, so we might as well just stop wanting size changes in general. So what am I supposed to do then? Read up on fat liberation, follow fat activists and creators, and commit to unlearning your fat phobia. But
here's your reminder that fat phobia is rooted in racism. As always, if you haven't read this book, go do that. The main thing to understand is that for the last 300-ish years, white folks have been marketing fatness as a black trait. And this is regardless of whether or not black people individually were actually fat. That was irrelevant. The message they spread was that black women specifically were ravenous and uncontrollable, and these barbaric traits made them fat. On the flip side, thinness was marketed as a white trait. Again, regardless of whether or not individual white people were actually thin, that was irrelevant. The idea was that white women specifically were refined and restrained, and this led them to having delicate, thin bodies. Over the years, these messages have become more subtle, but even today, they are still very prevalent in conversations around race, health, capitalism, and poverty.
Hey, bestie! You're wrong. I think it's time for another adult pre-K lesson. What do you think? All right, turn your listening ears on. Zoop, catch a bubble in your mouth. Good job. Okay, here's the thing. Having a preference is something like, I'm looking for a partner who likes kayaking, or wakes up early in the morning, or loves pizza. But when your preferences exclude an entire group of marginalized people, that's problematic. Okay, that's not nice. That's not a preference. If you lump all fat people in one group together as though they are not very different individuals, that's fat phobic. Just like lumping all black people in one group and saying, I don't like black people is racist. And lumping all disabled people in one group and saying, I don't think people in wheelchairs are hot is ableist. Do you understand what I'm saying?
See, this is why everybody shouldn't get their ass in that damn tube. That tube's not for everybody. You do your ass for too big for that damn tube.
About racism, anti-blackness, or violence.
About racism, anti-blackness, or violence.
I will use my voice in the most uplifting way possible.
I will use my voice in the most uplifting way possible.
And do everything in my power to educate my community.
And do everything in my power to educate my community.
I will love my black neighbors the same as my white ones.
I will love my black neighbors the same as
using our new Barbie's Creatable World doll to talk a little bit about pronouns with my 4-year-old son.
Okay, so let's get the wig out.
Alright, and what pronoun is this dolly going to use? Is this going to be a he, a she, or a they?
They.
They're going to go by they? Yeah. Alright, let's find some clothes for them. What are they going to wear?
They're going to wear this and this.
Alright, let's put that outfit on them.
Get the house out.
And are they going to have long hair or short hair?
Long hair.
Because look, they can have long hair or they could have short hair.
They can wear long hair.
Long hair. Okay.
It's the outfit I picked for them.
Wow. Let me see. That's a great outfit. I love it.
Mom.
They look great. How do you identify? I am Alice. Call me she. My brother Danny is he. Avon is our oldest sibling. They are non-binary. What's non-binary, you say? They use the pronouns them and they. You see, families come in lots of different ways. My friend Ellie honors her 2 moms on Mother's Day. Look, she has 2 mommies.
No daddy.
No daddy. And Priya down the street has 2 amazing daddies. Unconditional love is what makes a family.
So this morning, the baby woke up and had some sort of violence in her heart. I don't know what it was, but she has been losing her mind all day. And it's interesting because I'm watching her lose her mind, and then I'm watching the preteen respond to that by trying to make her happy. And I have had to actively tell him, stop trying to make her feel better, stop responding to her tears. It's so interesting to see the conditioning of people responding to white girl tears happening so early. She's 5, and she's got an 11-year-old coming after her trying to make her feel better when she cries. We have to unlearn this whole business that white women crying is going to get them what they want in life, because that ain't it.
I think that I would like validation for my gender identity. There are some pictures of me. My pronouns are it and they. My gender is none. I enjoy dressing in a more feminine, I guess, way. But I don't want to be associated with gender. I enjoy looking like a clown. I kind of view myself as a doll. I don't abide by gender. I'm fucking built different.
Here's a song to get to know about me. I'll start with my name, my age, my height, my gender identity, and my favorite game. This is where I live now, and this is where I'm from. Here's what I do for work, and what I hope to become. Here's a guilty pleasure and a pet peeve, and something I like, a goal that I hope one day to achieve. And can I ride a bike? My favorite place I've been to, and a place I wanna go. My favorite time of year, and my favorite TV show. Here's a random fact you might not guess. Surprise! A thing that brings me joy and brings me stress. I really try to avoid that. I have this many siblings, that's the size of my shoe.
Breastfeeding is just inclusive. There are non-binary people, there are trans men who lactate, there are those who go by he, him, different pronouns. It's just inclusive to everybody. It is not hurting cis women to say chest feeding, but it does hurt those who go by other pronouns to continue to say breastfeeding, especially if they have body dysmorphia and things like that.
Hi, I'm Jax, and I just came up with new neopronouns that combine he, him, she, her, and they, them, okay? So hear me out. They, them, theirs, okay? They, them, their, whatever you want to consider it, right? Let's take the first one, the, okay? This combines she, he, and they, right? They, the. That's what they said, you know? That's what they said. Next, we got them, right? Okay, so them, we got, that's just combining them and him. Them, you know? I went to a movie with them the other night. Last one, theirs, okay? It's just like theirs, but also like hers. Theirs. That jacket's theirs. Yes, this just sounds like they, them pronouns, but with the new ultra-scientific method, we have them so they've combined he and she as well. Everybody gets you with the, them, theirs today, yeah?
Oh, actually, I'm gender fluid. Oh, okay. Wait, what does gender fluid mean again? Gender fluid means my gender changes depending on the day or week, or even depending on the hour. It also means the pronouns I'm comfortable with can change too. Oh, so how do I know what pronouns to use for you and other gender fluid people? We all express them differently, but personally I express them through color-coded bracelets. Pink means she, her, yellow means they, them, and blue means he, him. And if I'm comfortable with more than one pronoun, I will combine them. Oh, okay, so today's she, they day? You got it. Okay, I'll keep that in mind. What are your preferred pronouns? They, them. Oh, I've never heard those before. What are they? They're what's known as neopronouns. What are neopronouns? They're basically your own custom pronouns. When no other pronouns seem to fit, you come up with your own pronouns. Anything can really be a pronoun. Oh, how do I use them? It depends on the person and their pronouns. They, them follows a similar spelling to they and them, and even similar grammar rules like there and there. So they, them, themself, theirs, things like that. Oh, okay. And there are other neopronouns you said? Well, yeah, because they're customizable. Anything can be a pronoun, really. Oh, I didn't realize that you can customize your own pronouns. That's pretty cool. Thank you.
I don't think it means what you think it means.
Betsy, I think my dog is homophobic. What do I do? So this got me interested and I had to do my background research. And it turns out that no, dogs can't. They can't be homophobic because they can't tell if someone is gay. Basically, the only way to tell if someone is gay through just looking at them is, well, one, we call it gaydar. But actually, if you want to get into the science of it, those who are gay do actually tend to hold their face in a different way than those who are heterosexual. After doing my own background research on this, it seems that dogs cannot be trained to differentiate people from being homosexual and heterosexual. Although you can as a person, dogs cannot do this. Now, can dogs be a little bit racist? Yes, after dogs were studied in a racialized area of Kenya and Zambia. So dogs can be racist. Hope this helps.
Hey, it's that time of year again where white people can't wait to get really tan. And Latinos también, bronceaditos, quemaditos. If you're a white person, you can't wait to get super tan and you can't say Black Lives Matter and you're not an ally and you can't stand for your Black, brown, indigenous, people of color, friends, and family, then do everyone a favor and tanning is not for you. So, thank you.
I'm at the point with this country that like all this 4th of July decorations doesn't sit well with me because we're at a point where the American flag on any piece of anything hanging from your house, on your shirt, hanging from your fucking car, on a sticker on your car, whatever, it looks racist. Like the fact that it was the symbol of like the protests against masks and it was the symbol for all lives matter and blue lives matter. It's like, it screams racist to me. It screams colonizer. It screams, I don't season my food. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't want to celebrate 4th of July anymore. 4th of July is officially canceled. I'm tired of seeing the fucking 13 colonies flags everywhere in California when we're not a fucking 13th colony. Also, 4th of July is overrated. Fuck the fireworks. And thanks for coming to my TED Talk.
So we've ascertained that the fitness industry is racist. So it should come at no surprise when I tell you that diet culture is racist as well. How? By encouraging women to try and attain the bodies of thin white women. And all it takes is a little bit of discipline or motivation. If you fail or if you can't get that body, well, that's your fault. Whatever. Don't believe me? Then I encourage you to read Sabrina String's Fearing the Black Body. She lays out exactly how diet culture is racist. And once you've done that, head on over to Monique Melton's site and take the Shine class on diet culture. I don't want to get in trouble for swearing on TikTok. Then try and tell me that diet culture isn't racist. Go on, try. I'll link the book and the course in the comments.
Really? Really, you think that? Or is that just like you throwing a tantrum? Because the logic isn't sound, honey. It is illogical to say that a racist would support a party that wants more immigrants to come to the United States. I don't know if you know what racism is, but racist would be against immigrants coming to the United States. It's like the basic tenet of racism. We're also like big, Black Lives Matter people, and we don't like it when the police beat up Black people and brown people or whatnot, So for that reason, it would be illogical and incredibly stupid for a racist to be a Democrat. However, that racist definitely belongs in the Republican Confederacy. For sure, 100%. But hey, no, I'm not going to say thanks for trying because it's no, you didn't even try here. No, you didn't.
You see this? We want this. We love this. We need this.
But this, yeah, we don't need this.
As a member of the African American community, we would like to humbly decline your offer. Since you don't want your own race, maybe the Hispanics will take you instead. So sorry, you have been declined.
Thank you for the referral on that, but the Hispanic community, we're gonna have to pass on that. You could check the Asians though.
As a representative of the Asian community, after careful consideration, unfortunately, we cannot take her. She will also be banned from ever taking out Chinese again. Though, we will offer her up to the Indians.
After a not-so-thorough examination and as a member of the Indian community, we would also like to humbly deny this offer. Maybe the Egyptians would be interested.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but there's no way. Gotta pass this one back to the white boys.
No.
I don't even know what this is supposed to mean because the reason we use the word trans masc is not every trans masculine person identifies as a trans man. It's why I'm a lesbian. Use some brain cells, babe.
Rather than saying male and female or men and women. While this can absolutely be inclusive for trans people, unfortunately it's not always the most inclusive language for intersex people. My advice is to use language that focuses on function and not just form. That means focusing on the actual function that you're talking about, such as people who can get pregnant, people who can get other people pregnant, people who are at risk of testicular cancer, and so on and so forth. This is much more inclusive because there are intersex people who are born with a vagina but don't have a uterus or ovaries or an ability to menstruate. This is because some people that are born with a penis don't have testes. So it's much more inclusive to say what you actually mean than it is to use language that works around that.
White rage, or white backlash, is the violent resistance that some white people resort to when there is some progress made in regard to racial equality. It is the doubling down on white supremacy and racism when it is made evident that we are not going to tolerate this system of oppression anymore. It is a reminder to people of color that white people are still in power and they should be. It is an attempt to maintain the hierarchy of power when it is made evident that this hierarchy is actually really harming marginalized identities. Christian backlash is the violent response that some Christians resort to when it is made evident that Christianity is abusive. It is the demonizing of anybody that attempts to speak against Christianity. It is the destruction of their reputation, and it is the silencing of these people at whatever the cost. It is what some abusive Christians resort to be able to protect the good reputation of Christianity. Rage and backlash are dangerous, and their manifestations harm people.
Hey, colonizer.
What's not okay is to project your anger onto people who want to be allies.
Then don't be an ally. Girl, your attitude is the definition of a white savior complex. If your allyship is so dependent on the fact that he and his people do not hurt your feelings, your commitment to his movement is not that strong to begin with. Listen, here's the thing about being an ally. The number one job you have as one is to defer to people with marginalized identities that you want to be an ally to. How his movement makes you feel does not matter. He doesn't have space for that. He doesn't have to make space for that. His page is not a negotiation table where you can come in and demand what's gonna work for you, expecting that he's gonna engage in some sort of conversation about how you two can meet in the middle. No, the only term of negotiation that is acceptable in his own movement is that you meet him and his people where they are. They provide a direction, and if that makes you feel uncomfortable, that discomfort is yours and yours only to deal with. That's a radical concept of decentering yourself. He does not need your help, that you will generously provide if he caters to you.
Guess what, fuckers? My patience has run out. Pansexuality is not inherently biphobic. They are both valid sexualities. Both of them. And while yes, I have seen pansexual people use that label for questionable reasons, they pretty quickly get it once you explain things to them. They do. And not only that, but do you know who likes to use specific or micro labels? Neurodivergent people. Sometimes we just have to do whatever we can to feel safe and comfortable. And using a more specific label can be our outlet for that. If you took all that energy you spend calling people biphobic and saying they're performing bi erasure and just educated them, there would be less biphobia. There would be less bi erasure. Because you've explained it and people will know the difference. I have fucking had it with you guys. Jesus fuck.
Hi, I'm Eliana, a recovering cis person. And I'm here to tell you all about trans. Trans is a brand new medicine by the creators of queer. If you're feeling sick with the cisses, then just take trans. It'll scare the sisters right away. People will say, wow, I don't know what gender that person is, but I'm weirdly attracted to them and I don't know what that makes me. They'll also be saying, wow, I really don't know how to feel about my own gender identity after seeing them being so confident. What does that mean? So try trans today.
In a quarter mile, you're going to make a left, okay? We're talking about a left onto Sawtell Boulevard. A wonderful street. I built it with my own two hands. A beautiful street. I know a lot about it. Nobody knows Sawtell like I know Sawtell. You're going to make a left, and if you reach Bernie Sanders, you've gone too far left, okay? If you reach Bernie, you've gone too far. In 3 big, beautiful quarters of a mile, we're going to make a U-turn, okay? We're going to make a U-turn, turn around, or as Jen Psaki likes to say, we're going to circle back, okay? We're going to make the U-turn, the greatest U-turn the world has ever seen at Corpus Christi Drive, and we're going to turn it around faster than the world has ever seen. We're rerouting, or as I like to call it, lost, okay? We've got no clue where we are. We are more lost than a liberal after reading the Constitution. We're more lost than Sleepy Joe after leaving his basement, but we're going to get there soon, believe me.